Welcome to EUTV.
I'm Ted.
And I'm Parisa, and we're here to walk you through some of the exciting things we've got in store in this month's episode.
We hope you enjoyed last month's, and if you missed it, be sure to check our YouTube channel.
So Ted, what have we got in store for our lovely viewers today?
Well, this month we've got everything from football to facial hair, with a little bit of Scottish tradition thrown in.
Take that and a star-studded guest lineup, and we're sure this episode won't disappoint. Now, Ted here has always had a burning desire to take to the stage. If you share Ted's passion, then you're in for a treat, because Eric has gone down to pull back the curtains and take a tour of Bedlam Theatre.
But first, a big congratulations are in order for the manly men of Edinburgh that have taken on the Movember challenge this month. Our lifestyle reporters have been out on the streets of Edinburgh, talking to men and women, finding out what they think about this hairy challenge.
Speaking of a good cause, George Clooney is in the city. He's visited the Social Bike Cafe that's dedicated to supporting the homeless, and our lucky reporters have had the chance to go and meet him for a little chat and find out a bit about his philanthropic work.
So today we're here discussing Movember. We're trying to raise awareness for prostate cancer, testicular cancer and men's mental health.
We're here at George Square today to find out what the verdict is generally about Movember and beards on the whole.
Let's go find some beards. So did you grow your beard for Movember?
No.
No.
Not bad last year.
Dye it blonde. It was too embarrassing.
You actually have to dye your moustache blonde?
No, I don't have to dye my moustache blonde.
You wax it off?
No, I don't.
You've actually got quite a furry face.
Have I?
I can see the fur like glistening in the sunlight.
So is this for Movember or just a standard?
It's not for Movember.
Beard, is it for Movember or not?
It's not. I've had it for a good couple of years now.
Growing your beard for any particular reason? Or was
Because
it
I liked it, I couldn't keep it the whole year round.
Well, I have no idea, so...
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Do you know anything about what Movember stands for in the longer run?
This is really bad. Is it for? I know it's for a type of cancer charity, but I'm not
To
sure.
do with men?
Prostate cancer. There we go.
Yeah, so I guess there is awareness of testicular cancer with men,
Yeah.
so I guess, yeah, that's quite a well-known,
Yeah.
I think it's quite a strong
Yeah.
theme.
And what's made you aware of it and decided to actually pursue it?
It's a thing that my rugby club highly recommends, so I just did that.
Okay. So is it most of your awareness through sport?
Yeah.
How have you found the ladies receive your beard?
It's very polarizing.
Really?
People love it or hate it very much with the beard. Yeah.
Do you find anything ever gets stuck in it?
Oh yeah, toothpaste. Toothpaste is
Really?
a surprisingly big issue.
Where do you think Movember can really like go from here?
Well, I've noticed that every year there's more people participating, so I guess it'll just keep growing.
Oh, did you grow this beard for Movember?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Do you know what it raises for?
Yeah, prostate cancer.
It's like cancer and stuff, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, you're gonna do great.
I like a beard.
You like a beard?
Yeah, it's like okay, not like a massive like long Father Christmas one.
Yeah.
But
Groom
like
it.
a good one.
A skit like a
stubble is quite
yeah.
good.
Highs and lows of the moustache so far?
It's growing on me.
Is
Sorry.
your frankly fabulous beard
Thanks.
for Movember, or was it just
No, I thought it would be easier to grow a beard than it would be to shave having a small child. But, well, I thought it would be a good form of contraception to prevent any further incidences. Yeah,
not.
exactly. But didn't quite work out that way. So yeah.
Maybe try Crocs.
Yeah, well, yeah, a good start. Yeah, I think that's crossing a line, like definitely.
I think Movember is a fantastic thing that happened in the last few years to raise awareness. A really important issue. I've always wanted to get involved, and I thought that this year could be the year for me to grow a moustache, but I think I might have to wait until next year.
Yeah, I mean, this is a solid month's trying. Movember isn't just about prostate and testicular cancer, it's also about men's mental health, which is often really overlooked. USA is running like a new mental health scheme for men sort of thing.
We're trying to put a real focus on student mental health and well-being for men, for women, for transgender, for everybody across the university,
as it should be.
And so, one small thing we've done is set up a mental health and wellbeing fund, which societies like yourselves and others can apply for to do things to make an impact on mental health and wellbeing on campus.
Fantastic. Thank you very much.
Hi, I'm Belton, and
and this is EUTV. Today I'm here at Bedlam Theatre, home of the Edinburgh University Theatre Company, and some of the members have kindly offered to show us just what Bedlam is all about. Let's go. So I'm here with Katrina Oliver, who is the theatre manager here at Bedlam, saying that she's going to give us a tour today, which is very exciting. So Katrina, can you tell us about the behind the scenes bits of Bedlam?
Yeah, of course. So first of all, here we are in the auditorium. So basically this is where all the shows happen. This is what the public are used to, is actors on stage. But like basically back here and up there is where all the fun stuff on the crew side happens. So the building was once an old church. So basically all of the rooms are kind of converted. But this is where all the actors and makeup and hair are all done before people go on stage. And so we have 2 doors leading onto the stage through the blacks there. So basically this is the wardrobe. So Bedlam's been around since like the 80s, at least been running as a theatre. So this is all the costumes from around about that time that we deemed worthy of keeping. Yeah. It's a bit of a Aladdin's cave, you never know what you're going to find. So here is the tech and stage side of things. So that's just right where we were, that's the auditorium down there. Really, a huge part of Bedlam is the fact that it allows people to try new things like tech or stage.
These skills are something that people can obviously take away and use for future jobs. And they say, look, I've done this for the last 4 years.
Yeah, I mean, that's the most exciting thing about Bedlam, is that we have people who are actually working in industry who started out here. People who've gone all over the world with stage especially, to basically take the skills that are so easy to pick up here because it's happening all the time, it's happening all year round, yeah, and take that further, yeah. So this is our tech box. So techies who want to get involved in sound or lighting basically can come along to our Friday nights Improverts Imps Tech and get to basically try their hand at everything. This is the Fat Cat Cafe that's been around for a very long time. As you can see on the walls, we have lots of posters from past shows that have happened here, and especially like fringe festival shows up at the back as well. At the beginning of the year, we have a thing called Freshers Play, where anyone who is new to Bedlam is encouraged to get involved. That is how I got into Bedlam. I know that's how a lot of people get into Bedlam. And that is basically so you can try your hand at anything you like. We have workshops throughout the week. If you don't know how to produce, don't know how to tech manage, any of these things, it's an opportunity to try everything.
Yeah, thank you so much.
No problem.
When I joined the company, there was not very much in the way of kind of a writing community. Certainly I was lucky enough to have certain individuals who helped and supported me throughout the projects I myself was trying to do, but I felt like for those lacking kind of the constitution or kind of pre-existing ideas to produce a script, there wasn't much in the way of encouragement. So what I've done this year is I've set up a series of workshops which we've run every Monday in the cafe, where we engage in a series of kind of practical exercises to try and kind of tease out people's inner creativity and really kind of nurture a lot of really strong original writing in the company this year. And you need no experience, you certainly need no connections, you just need to come along and be enthusiastic. I not knowing much about Bedlam when I came to university, I was absolutely astounded by the wealth of opportunities available to anyone of any kind of, any experience, any group of interests.
Why do you love Bedlam? I know you've covered quite a lot there, but the penultimate question.
Bedlam is special because it's not just a community as other kind of societies and clubs are, but it's something of a home, and it's really unique in that respect. And yeah, you can, if you set your mind to it, you can do anything you want here. So do.
Talked a lot today about the behind the scenes of Bedlam, but what's the opportunities on the stage and kind of acting wise, would you say?
So, I mean, the acting opportunities are brilliant here. We have, a running rota of shows. It works out almost one a week. And if you want to get involved in acting capacity, we have open auditions. And if you're keen to find out when they are, you can find them usually publicised through the Facebook page, which is public, which is Bedlam Theatre.
In the world of acting, there's always going to be a bit of rejection. So if people are, don't get in the first show or maybe don't get in the second show, you just keep saying, just keep going, you'll find your show.
Absolutely, because directors have such a specific part in mind, and when they're auditioning they almost know who they're looking for, not physically but kind of like metaphorically. You're just not what they're after, But that is not to say that the next director you walk into the room for might not be the case. Bedfest is a brilliant way to get involved, and it's a great platform for own writing, especially in February. The theatre will be taken over for a week. It will be licensed, you can come have a drink, and it's a week of workshops, shows and socials. It's basically open 12 to 12, it's full of activity, it's a lot of fun. Walk in, get involved.
Thank you so much for doing this for us. It's really kind of you. And I've been Eric Belton, and this is EUTV.
You may have heard that the actor George Clooney was here in Edinburgh a few weeks ago, where he visited the Social Bite Cafe here on Rose Street. Crowds of fans waited since 7 AM in the morning to catch a glimpse of the actor. We at EUTV were lucky enough to be here.
Hello, hi. Are your hands freezing?
What
wow.
message could you give to our viewers about how they can make a difference in the world, please?
I think that what's beautiful about this is you can just do $5 and help somebody out. I think that's a really important thing.
What importance does Social Bite and helping the homeless have to you?
Well, I think it has to all of us. That's the important part, is that we all sort of want to participate in each other's work and each other's lives.
And may I ask, did you see you're George Clooney and you're on EUTV?
I like that.
We're here with Liam from the Social Bite, who was working on the day when George Clooney came to visit. So, was it surreal having such a famous Hollywood actor here?
Yeah, I mean, you know, he's actually a really down-to-earth guy.
Yeah.
And he really made an effort with all of the staff and everyone who was here. But yeah, definitely surreal to see someone from the cinema here in this space.
Yeah. So do you think it'll be good exposure for the cafe?
Yeah, I mean, it's been great. We've had so many people coming in, and you know, the few days afterwards, so many people coming in just to be in the cafe. It was weird. And we actually had a lot of people mailing us for autographs and stuff beforehand as well, which was bizarre. So it's definitely upped our profile.
Yeah. The Social Bite Cafe donates all of its profits to charity, and George Clooney is no stranger to charity himself, having his own one based in Sudan. It was great that he made the time to come to Edinburgh and raise awareness for such an excellent cause. This has been Sophie for EUTV.
Our politics team have been very busy this month, bringing us a real variety of talking points. Firstly, they've been speaking to controversial journalist Peter Hitchens about the Ukrainian crisis.
On Tuesday, the 24th of November, author and journalist Peter Hitchens visited Edinburgh University and was interviewed by a student. EUTV were there to find out more.
My own view is that utopianism of any kind, this worldly utopianism of any kind, is always politically dangerous, because once you believe that what you're doing will undoubtedly make the world a better place, you license yourself to do practically anything. And people who believe that they're doing good are the most dangerous people on the planet, whether they were the Bolsheviks or whether they're now the Islamic extremists or whoever else it is who might be troubling us in another era. And those are the people one obviously needs to keep an eye on. There are so many Muslims who regard their religion as a recipe for doing good to their neighbours and being loyal to their families and generally behaving well, that to make a generalisation about Islam being a force of itself for bad is just patently untrue. People should live their lives as they see fit. I certainly don't think people should be scared out of living their lives by these outrages. Terrorism is horrible when it happens to you or to anybody you know or to anybody you love or indeed to anybody. It's terrible. But the truth is it does not, and this is also true even of really huge outrages such as September the 11th, it does not result in the loss of territory, it doesn't result in the destruction of the economy, it doesn't result in the loss of central political control or the introduction of anarchy into society. One of the main strengths of terrorism is when it panics the society which is attacked into taking measures which are out of proportion to the attack. And if people are panicked into changing their behaviour in ways which they don't wish to do by it, then the terrorists have undoubtedly got what they wanted when they do that. I advise anybody living here to emigrate. and I've never seen a country more intent on its own doom. But yes, I mean, passivity is probably the wisest course, because the alternative would be conflict. If you want conflicts in your own country, then you're very, 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 very mistaken, because you won't like it when it comes.
For full footage of the Hitchens interview, stay tuned to EUTV.
Last episode, we brought you the student perspective on the climate change debate. Following on from this, our reporter Aaron braved the weather at Scotland's recent climate change march, watching polar bears and penguins alike turn the heat up ahead of the UN climate change conference in Paris.
Hi, you join us today on a very blustery day in the middle of the meadows for Scotland's climate march. These protesters are marching for climate justice and jobs for those people who are affected most by climate change. They march in solidarity with those around the world, all clamouring for justice and a resolution at the UN Conference of Parties.
Similar marches took place across the globe, in places such as London, Berlin, Paris and Bangladesh. Groups from the Highlands and Islands also came down to Edinburgh to join the march. This is all part of the preamble events, including the Paris Climate Talks Politics, Policies and Principles, that was all focusing on the Conference of Parties, where an agreement is hoped for.
There's no safe level of climate change, there's no safe level of global warming. Already at 0.8 degrees warming, we're seeing catastrophic impacts for the countries most vulnerable to the impacts of climate change.
In unity, the march made its way right through Old Town, demonstrating the role of civil society, a theme that was highlighted by Sarah Boyack, MSP, last month.
So it's all about how we think about climate change. So not thinking about it as for somebody else, not thinking about it as long term, and thinking about it as an opportunity to tackle some of the other problems we've got in our society if we seize the moment on it. Look at Edinburgh University, one of the leaders on fossil fuel disinvestment, a really difficult issue for the university, but academic and student pressure has pushed the university, and those who wanted to change have been helped. The heat networks Edinburgh is building, some of the disruptions to our city are your fault. Those of you who are at Edinburgh Uni, but that's a really big investment. The tragedy is the council wouldn't come on board, other businesses wouldn't come on board, so the academic networks are really important.
5,000 plus people gathered here in Edinburgh. Scotland is clearly ready for action, and civil action is a powerful way of showing that.
Now, in Scotland at least, there's one R word that's still fresh on the minds of many: referendum. And although that debate was over 2 years ago now, the people of Scotland, and indeed the people of the UK, are facing up to make another big yes-no decision. Our reporter Robert Sutton-Mattix has been out and about on campus, finding out what you think about the EU referendum debate. We've also been talking to Lord Purvis of Tweed and David Coburn, UKIP's only Scottish MEP, to find their fresh perspectives on the EU referendum.
So one of the biggest issues that's going to affect the country in 2016 will be the EU referendum. Not only will this affect every member of the country, but it also especially affects students. So we've been around the university talking to students, discussing whether they'd be in favour of the UK leaving Europe or whether they'd be favour of the UK remaining a key part of the European Union.
I would vote to stay.
And why would you vote to stay?
I think it's good that there's a system whereby there's a free flow of humans, goods and so forth. So yeah, it allows me to work here, to study here and these kind of things.
I would vote to stay.
And why is that? What's the biggest benefit, do you feel?
I think the biggest benefit is that it's not fair that people should miss out on opportunities because of where they were born. And I think that the European Union is part of a way in which people can sort of not be disadvantaged.
I would vote to stay just because for me personally, I'm not an international student, but I'm not a British citizen. So I think it would take away a lot of opportunities for potential very good students or, you know, new intelligence that might come from another country.
I don't really know a lot about it, but yeah, no, I would say so, and I would definitely vote to stay because I think, yeah, it's definitely beneficial.
And do you think it's good for maybe your job prospects after university?
Yeah, no, definitely, because it gets good connections and everything. Yeah, definitely.
We asked a UKIP MEP why students should vote to leave Europe.
I reckon we'll do an awful lot better because we'll be able to spend the money that we currently squander in the EU, 55 million a day. We want to spend it on schools, hospitals, and most certainly higher education.
However, on the other side of the debates, there are strong arguments to stay.
The crises that exist now in Syria and the Middle East and others, with the challenges of global warming, then regions of the world coming together in partnership is so fundamentally important. So their own prospects, their fellow young people's prospects and the world's prospects, they should be voting for the UK to stay in the European Union.
If you listen to both sides of the events, a really EU referendum will be one of the biggest issues to affect youth for the next generation, and the youth voice will be really important. Let's see which way people vote in 2016.
This month in sports, Matt Ford has been down to the CSE to find out what students know about our sports union. And in the meantime, Flo's been for a chat with Sports Union President Marina Sergieva to find out about her aims for the coming year.
Matt's also been lucky enough to witness yet another triumph from our women's first 11 football team.
We're here at Peffer Mill this evening to cover the Edinburgh University first 11 football team as they take on St Andrews, looking to keep alive their good start to the season. They've won 5 of their first 7, drawing the other 2, and we're here today to see if they can keep that fantastic run of form going under the floodlights this evening at Peffer Mill.
Despite the awful weather conditions at Peffer Mill, the University of Edinburgh's women's first 11 threw themselves into the game against St Andrews, putting in a very committed performance.
6-0 win this evening, clean sheet, lots of chances as well, aside from the actual goals taken. That's pretty comprehensive performance. You must be absolutely delighted from 1 to 11 with the way that things went.
Yeah, it's St Andrews, they're a good team, and we played them a few weeks ago in the league, and they made it really tough for us. They were 2-0 up at half time, and luckily we came back and won that game 5-2, but we really prepared well for this game, and watched a lot of video analysis of the previous game and just made sure obviously that the same mistakes didn't happen what happened last time to get them the lead. So yeah, the girls were brilliant. It wasn't just the 11, obviously the ones who came on who've been itching to get on, and a few of them have been kind of wanting to prove me wrong nearly. They came on and did really well, so yeah, delighted, because again with the weather and the conditions it's not easy to play football, but credit to both teams. I thought they did their best, and I thought it was a good game. The way the club's gone over the last 3-4 years, developing from one team, now we've got 3 teams, the recreational and the futsal, the indoor stuff. Everybody's pushing each other. The teams got this really this winning habit, and also they're doing other sessions in the gym to kind of add to their strength and conditioning. So yeah, it's a domino effect. They're kind of egging each other on, and it's been great to see that on the pitch, with the results.
So a fantastic win for you today. 6-0 against St Andrews continues the really good start you've had this season. Just to win and win so comprehensively, you must be absolutely delighted.
Yeah, definitely. The last time we played St Andrews, we let them go 2-0 up in the first half. We did come back to win 5-2, but to go out today, get 6 goals and keep a clean sheet, it's good to go on for the season for that as well.
And obviously the way the game started was very, very cagey, quite tight, not much between the sides, and then you got that goal just before half time, which seemed to settle you down a little bit.
Yeah, definitely. Not scoring the penalty, obviously nervous get going, but it's good to get the goal just after the penalty as well. It always takes, the beginning of games, it always takes a bit of time to settle down and get into your rhythm. The team keeps changing every game as well, because we've got a big squad, people available, everyone's playing really well, so it's good just to find your feet and get going. Yeah.
And at the moment, of course, top of the table. In terms of moving forward, what can we expect moving forward? Is it just a case of hoping to keep the good run of form going?
Yeah, definitely. So we've got 2 games next season that we'll need to play for the season. One of them is Stirling, who are kind of joint top with us at the table. So basically that game becomes a must win. as our biggest rivals, but then we also need to keep winning all our other games, and goal difference, it could come down to goal difference, and then that's a big thing for us as well, just keep scoring as many goals as we can.
We look forward to seeing the women's progress throughout the year. Matt Ford for EUTV.
I'm Matt Ford, sports producer for EUTV, and today I've come down to CSE here at Pleasant, the Centre for Sports and Exercise, to find out what the people on the street know about the CSE and the Sports Union. So what does the CSE stand for?
The Centre for Sports and Exercise.
So what is the role of the CSE?
Facility for training, so you can like weights, you've got the cardio room, you've got CV and circuit.
Oh yeah, the gym is amazing. It's the best gym I've ever been to.
Are you a part of any sports union clubs?
Yeah, I'm a part of the fencing club here.
So what is the role of the sports union?
Well, in my opinion, I think the sports union is an office, a team of people that help all the different associations within the universities.
So who is the sports union president?
Not actually sure.
Now on that note, we've had the great fortune recently to catch up with the sports union president Marina Sagiva to find out a little bit more about her role as president.
My name's Flo Lloyd Hughes. I'm here at Sports Union HQ and I've come to talk to Union President Marina Sagiva about what's going on here at the university.
The Sports Union looks after the kind of administration of 64 sports clubs. So we basically help them in many ways than one to kind of organise themselves. We fund them, we support them and pretty much provide them opportunities for the future. Well, I ran on three main things. One was kind of competition and basically helping our clubs achieve the most they can do at the level they compete at, as well as provide them with the publicity for it and make sure they're recognised for their achievements. The sense of kind of community as well, it's always kind of been known that the sports union is a bit disjointed in terms of clubs actually socialising. So I've been kind of wanting and working towards actually getting some more kind of social aspects of it in. And lastly, I was kind of looking on moving forward our equality and diversity campaign from last year. As well as our competitive side, we've got our participation side, which we work on just as hard as everything else. And the kind of aim of that is to get pretty much the odd university student actually participating in sport if they hadn't before. Yeah, well, I think part of the problem is that kind of we need to make sure that we're open to everyone. And I think, well, potentially maybe it's the students who are maybe intimidated or worried about coming to join the sport halfway through the year, which is something that we're trying to address and actually encourage our clubs to open themselves up pretty much. We've got a number of things that we're constantly looking forward to, a number of projects going on. So I think I'm pretty much just looking forward to the next couple of months.
Our football team proving once again that girls really can bend it like Beckham. Now, you're drunk, you're sweaty, you're dancing with no shoes on. No, you haven't lost your mind, you're just dancing the night away at a good old-fashioned Kaylee. Now, we all love a good Kaylee, but in this month's episode, Leah's gone to get down with the professionals at the new Scottish Country Dance Society. In fact, this month's Society Spotlight's feeling very Scottish as Daisy Higgins gets the Highland Society's tongues wagging as she joins them to learn a little bit of Gaelic.
So we've got Scotland flags, we've got tartan and we've got waterproof ponchos. Of course, I'm up here on Edinburgh's Royal Mile, but how much of it is just for the tourists and Edinburgh's growing population of international students? In this edition of Society Spotlight, we set out to meet the societies that are promoting Scottish culture. So Daisy Wiggins went to meet the Highland Society.
Hi, I'm Daisy. We're here at the Captain's Bar to talk to members of the Highland Society about Gaelic. We want to learn a little bit more about Gaelic, find out who's interested in speaking it at the moment, and maybe even learn a few words ourselves. So yeah, let's go inside.
I'm president of Ancum Celtioch, which is its Gaelic name.
Awesome, okay. So how long have you been speaking Gaelic for?
I'm just a learner. I'm a third year student and I started in first year.
What's cool about Gaelic?
The culture. I think the whole thing that comes with Gaelic, the whole community, the culture. Because when we're learning Gaelic at the uni, it's not just the language; it's also about culture. Everything about it, history of it, it's really interesting.
Do you think about the idea of Gaelic maybe being kind of a dying language or not so kind of widely spoken at the moment in 2015? Do you have any thoughts about that?
It's really important. It's part of our culture, all the music and the dance that's associated with it. Without the language, they perhaps don't make as much sense. There are also, from a practical point of view, there's so many jobs now in it, between teaching, BBC Alaba, all the media in Gaelic. It's not a language that if you learn there's no economic benefit of it. There's so much now.
I feel that minority languages have to they deserve to be kept alive, if for nothing else, just for the culture, because if language is not alive, the culture will die as well.
Absolutely, yeah.
So no, do you think you'd be able to teach me a couple of words in Gaelic maybe?
Absolutely, yeah. Hello.
Hello.
Seamus Daisy.
Seamus Daisy.
Martin Ba.
Martin Ba.
And Kimura How.
Kimura How.
Very nice.
And that was how are you?
Yeah. Hello. My name's Daisy. Good morning. How are you?
Martin Ba. Kimura How.
Kimura How.
Yeah.
Well, that's good. Yeah.
Okay, I'm a natural.
I'm Daisy. I've been at the Highland Society this evening, finding out more about Gaelic and what goes on within their society. And from us this evening, it's goodbye, or in Gaelic, Mash and live.
Thanks, Daisy. Well, the market's open behind me and the lights have been switched on, which means it's Christmas time here in Edinburgh. And with that comes lots of ceilidhs. But what exactly is a ceilidh and what do you do at one? Leah Kinser went to answer these questions.
Between St Andrew's Day at the end of November and Burns Night at the end of January, there's always a ceilidh to attend at the university or in Edinburgh. Ceilidhs are an essential part of Scottish culture. They're taught in schools and there's always a ceilidh to attend here in Scotland. So today, I've joined the Edinburgh University New Scotland Country Dance Society to learn a little bit more about ceilidh dancing and give it a go myself. I would like you to just tell me a little bit about what the Edinburgh New Scotland Country Dance Society is.
Okay, well, it's a university-affiliated, student-led dance society that focuses on traditional Scottish dances.
So, would you say that ceilidh dancing in particular is beneficial for beginners who maybe don't know a lot about Scottish dancing?
Absolutely. It's sort of an introductory dance, or an introductory dance style. It's fairly easy to perform and it has great social benefit. It's a great way to meet people. It puts everyone together in the context of learning a traditional Scottish art form. So it's personally enriching in that regard, but it also lets you form connections between other students, both Scottish and international.
What kind of advice would you give to someone who may be attending their first ceilidh this year?
I would advise them not to miss an opportunity to go to a ceilidh, because as I've said, ceilidh dances tend to be very similar from ceilidh to ceilidh, so the more you attend, the better at ceilidh dancing you'll be, and the better you are at ceilidh dancing, the more satisfying the ceilidhs will be for you, most likely.
So how big of a society are you guys? How many members do you expect on a normal week?
On a normal week, Well, I guess the thing is, it really isn't a normal week. It fluctuates quite a bit. There can be as few as 14 dancers or as many as 80 on a given night. But I'd say that generally there are around 30 people in the hall on a Thursday.
What kind of classes are out there for students or non-students that might want to get involved?
They're held on a weekly basis. The one that I would recommend to beginners is the Beginners Ceilidh and Country Dance class, and that takes place every Thursday in this hall at 7 p.m.
So that's it for this edition of Society Spotlight. I'm Leah Kinser and I'm off to perfect my Scottish waltz.
So, that's it for our second episode. Who was your favourite guest?
He's dreamy, he's charitable. Do I really have to tell you, Ted?
I know, Peter Hitchens, what a guy.
Well, from all of us here at EUTV, we just want to say thanks for watching.
Merry Christmas
And see you next time.